Welcome back to this channel. Our feature for today centers about local and local global communication. In today's global environment, effective communication plays a crucial role in ensuring organizational success. Yet, it remains a significant challenge due to cultural and ethnic differences that persist even when individuals speak the same language. Misunderstandings arising from diverse perspectives, values, and communication styles have repeatedly resulted in inefficiencies and poor performance in the business sector over the past decades. Globalization intensifies the need for organizations to understand and address cross-cultural communication barriers in order to foster collaboration, build trust, and gain a competitive edge in international markets. Moreover, recent economic uncertainties underscore the importance of strengthening internal communication systems to anticipate, control, and respond to external threats, thus cultivating intercultural competence and communication capacity is not only essential for survival but also for sustained growth and innovation in the global market. This slide presents about Parapak, who describes that the world as a world of diversity, emphasizing that for centuries, human societies lived in relation to isolation, separated by mountains, seas, and vast distances, which led them to develop unique ways of life, values, and traditions. The historical separation shaped distinct cultures and world views, highlighting that diversity is not merely a modern phenomenon but a fundamental feature of human existence. Now, in the context of purposive communication, this insight reminds us that effective interaction requires cultural awareness, sensitivity, and respect for differences, as communication does not occur in a vacuum but is influenced by the diverse cultural identities people bring into every encounter. So, today's interconnected world offers both opportunities and challenges. While diversity enriches our global interactions, it also demands that we adapt, negotiate meanings, and bridge cultural divides to achieve mutual understanding. People in a particular locality develop their own distinct ways of life, languages, and religions, which eventually define their identity as tribes, ethnic groups, or even entire nations. This natural process of cultural formation demonstrates how human beings shaped by geography and environment create systems of belief, communication, and governance that distinguish them from others. So, in the study of purposive communication, such diversity highlights the importance of understanding cultural contexts in fostering meaningful interaction. So, each group carries unique traditions and values, and while these distinctions enrich global society, they also pose challenges in communication when differences lead to misunderstandings. Thus, appreciating and respecting cultural diversity is essential for building harmony and cooperation in an interconnected world. This slide postulates that the world, though a single shared space, has always been marked by diversity, as its peoples possess distinct identities, values, and cultural practices that shape their unique ways of life. Far from being a weakness, this diversity reflects the richness of human experience and the many perspectives that contribute to the global growth and understanding. So in the context of the study of the course purposive communication, acknowledging and embracing diversity allows individuals to engage in respectful dialogue, appreciate differences, and draw strength from varied cultural insights, rather than seeing diversity as a barrier. It should be viewed as an opportunity for learning, collaboration, and enrichment, for it is through our differences that we find new ideas, creative solutions, and a deeper sense of shared humanity. Now, this particular part no, of the presentation exemplifies that during the early stages of human civilization, communication was primarily direct and verbal, with each community using its own language as a marker of cultural identity. This form of interaction was limited in scope, as people's exchanges were confined to their immediate environment and shaped by the simple technologies available to them. So in some underdeveloped regions today, this remains true with ethnic groups, maintaining traditional modes of communication within their local contexts. However, the advancement of transportation and communication technologies has significantly widened the circle of human interaction, enabling people from different cultures to encounter one another more frequently and fostering global influence and interdependence. In purposive communication, this shift underscores the vital role of adapting to evolving contexts, recognizing the continuing importance of cultural identity when also embracing the opportunities and challenges that come with global interconnectedness. Now, in the Philippine contexts, communication reflects the same diversity found on a global scale. As our nation is home to numerous languages, ethnicities, and cultural practices that shape how Filipinos interact with one another. Yet, with the advent of modern communication technologies, the barriers of distance and time have largely disappeared, transforming our country into what can be described as a small city of intelligence. Today, Filipinos are able to obtain, process, store, and transmit information almost instantly, fostering stronger connections and collaborations across regions and communities. So, for students of the course Purposive Communication, this reality highlights the need to not only master the technical aspects of communication, but also to develop cultural sensitivity and adaptability, ensuring that messages remain meaningful and respectful in a diverse yet interconnected national landscape. Now, with the rise of modern communication, the Philippines has been able to strengthen its competitiveness by accelerating national development, modernizing its economy, and enhancing social integration. So these advancements, while also bridging the gap between urban centers and remote areas through better connectivity. Moreover, communication technologies attract investments and foster um, infrastructural growth, enabling the country to participate more fully in the global arena. Yet, even as we embrace global technologies, embrace globalization, and strive for competitiveness, our regional cultures remain distinct, serving not as barriers but as sources of pride and enrichment. So this coexistence of progress and cultural identity reflects the richness of Philippine heritage, reminding us that true development lies not only in economic growth but also in preserving and celebrating the diversity that unites us as a nation. Now, in Indonesia, with its 17,508 islands and more than 300 ethnic groups, each with distinct languages and traditions, presents a powerful example of how diversity can be embraced as a source of national strength rather than division. As Parapac in 1995 observed, communication plays a vital role in uniting such varied cultures, religions, and identities into one cohesive nation, proving that dialogue and understanding are essential tools for harmony. So, for us in the Philippines, much can be learned from this experience as our own diverse cultural landscape requires the same appreciation of differences and commitment to inclusivity. So in the broader sense, no, in the broader global context, where more than 180 nations coexist, diversity should be celebrated as a defining feature of human society, adding richness, no, resilience, and character to our shared existence. Indeed, diversity is not an obstacle to progress, but a spice of life, offering countless opportunities for unity, collaboration, and growth through purposive communication. Now, the idea of a global village, as envisioned by Marshall McLuhan more than 50 years ago, anticipated a world where advancements in communication would bring people closer together, making everyone feel like citizens of a single community. His vision, uh, inspired by the rise of radio and television, foresaw the shrinking of distances through shared access to information and experiences, the development of global satellite transmission and broadcasting eventually realized much of this dream by enabling instantaneous communication across continents, allowing cultures, ideas, and events to be shared worldwide in real time. So, in the study of this course, Purposive Communication, this transformation highlights the profound role of media and technology in shaping global awareness, fostering interconnectedness, and redefining how individuals and nations perceive their place within the broader human community. Now, another point I'd like to emphasize on technological development. In the past 25 years, no, this has accelerated at an unprecedented pace, transforming the way people connect and share information. With the use of satellites, radio, and cables, almost every corner of the world is now accessible through telecommunication, while computers and modems have opened the gateway to a vast pool of global information. So this advancement has gone beyond McLuhan's concept of a global village, as Parapac in 1995 points out, moving towards the creation of an intelligent global community or even a global brain, where knowledge and communication networks interconnect humanity in profound ways. So, for students of the course Purposive Communication, this shift underscores the importance of mastering not only interpersonal and cultural communication, but also the strategic use of digital tools and information systems, as this define how nations, institutions, and individuals engage in today's knowledge-driven world. Now, the emergence of the information superhighway or the global network of intelligence has revolutionized human interaction by enabling instant communication, worldwide information sharing, and even collaborative efforts toward economic growth, democratic governance, environmental protection, improved healthcare, and quality education, all essential to building a just and prosperous world, no? Prosperous society. So today, this vision is realized through the vast network of optical fiber cable systems that circle the globe, providing nearly unlimited bandwidth for transmitting information at an incredible speed and scale. So, with many offices and even homes now connected to these fiber systems, access to global media services ranging from visual to intelligent and personalized communication has become a reality. So, in the course Purposive Communication, this development highlights how technological progress reshapes not only the way we exchange ideas, but also the way societies evolve, underscoring the responsibility to use these powerful tools ethically and effectively for the common good. Now, modern communication technologies provide people with almost unlimited access to information and entertainment, as countless programs and media content are transmitted globally and made available to anyone with the proper receiving systems. So this abundance of choices, while empowering, also carries profound implications for society, as the constant flow of information and entertainment can shape our value systems, influence religious beliefs, affect business practices, and even redefine our preferences and cultural tastes. In the study of the course Purposive Communication, this reality reminds us that communication can is not only a tool for connection, but a powerful force that can transform social norms and individual perspectives. Hence, it is essential to approach media consumption critically and responsibly, recognizing both its potential for enrichment and its capacity to subtly reshape cultural and moral foundations. Now, this particular slide exemplifies cultural awareness and sensitivity. These are essential skills in purposive communication as they enable individuals to recognize, respect, and adapt to the diversity of beliefs, traditions, and perspectives shaped by religion, ethnicity, nationality, and other cultural factors. Now, being culturally aware means understanding that people approach life and communication differently, while cultural sensitivity, also referred to as cultural competence, requires us to accept these differences without imposing our own cultural standards or assuming superiority. As Sherman in 2018 notes, this competence allows us to work effectively and harmoniously with people from diverse backgrounds, fostering mutual respect, reducing misunderstandings, and even building inclusive environments. In today's globalized world, where interactions across cultures are inevitable, cultivating our cultural awareness and sensitivity is not just a courtesy, but a necessity for meaningful and effective communication. Now, according to DABA 2017, cultural sensitivity is a vital communication skill that equips us to understand and interact meaningfully with people from cultural backgrounds different from our own. So, its core, it means recognizing that cultural differences exist and approaching them without judgment or bias, neither labeling them as superior nor inferior, right nor wrong. Instead, these differences are seen as positive attributes that enrich human interaction and broaden perspectives. So, in purposive communication, this mindset fosters respect, openness, and inclusivity, which are essential for reducing misunderstandings and building trust in multicultural settings. By embracing diversity in this way, individuals contribute not only to more effective communication, but also to a more harmonious and cooperative society. Now, Sherman in 2018 emphasizes that communication in a diverse and multicultural environment often requires heightened awareness and sensitivity. As cultural norms and expectations vary widely, what may be seen as harmless humor or casual conversation in one culture could easily be interpreted as offensive stereotyping in another, leading to misunderstanding and tension. So even nonverbal cues such as gestures, personal space, and levels of formality differ across societies. For instance, a gesture of approval in one culture may be meaningless or even insulting in another. An acceptable conversational distance varies depending on cultural context. Likewise, communication hierarchies are shaped by cultural norms, where open disagreement with a superior might be tolerated perhaps in the United States, but considered disrespectful not elsewhere, and these differences underscore the importance of cultural competence and adaptability in purposive communication, enabling individuals to foster respect, avoid misinterpretation, and build effective intercultural relationship. Cultural awareness and sensitivity in communication begin with recognizing that human differences are not barriers but sources of enrichment and celebration. So, to achieve this, one must first develop a strong understanding of their own cultural, ethnic, and racial identity, as this self awareness allows for more authentic exchanges with others. It is equally important to acknowledge that learning about other cultures requires openness and a willingness to share one's own cultural background in respectful dialogue. Inevitably, encounters with differences in race or religion, language, sexual orientation, or ethnicity may create discomfort, but such moments are opportunities for growth rather than avoidance. So, finally, being mindful of the assumptions, no, and stereotypes we unconsciously hold about others help us communicate with empathy, fairness, and inclusivity, which are essential skills in purposive communication within today's diverse global society. Now, in practicing purposive communication, it is crucial to be mindful of stereotypes as they surface to consciously develop strategies that prevent them from shaping harmful attitudes or behavior. So, One must recognize that cultural perspectives strongly influence how we judge what is normal or superior, including values, communication styles, and social behaviors, which may not hold the same meaning in another culture. So, cross-cultural interactions often involve uncertainty, and while this may cause discomfort or anxiety, it also provides the opportunity to pause, seek clarification, and respond with greater sensitivity. Actively engaging in spaces where one can learn from cultural differences fosters understanding and builds genuine relationships. Moreover, it is important to acknowledge that others may perceive us through the lens of power, privilege, or bias. Thus, humility, openness, and conscious efforts to communicate inclusively are essential in becoming more effective, respectful, and ethical communicators in diverse environments. There we go with the gender sensitivity. Now, gender sensitivity in communication highlights the importance of recognizing and addressing the societal and cultural factors that contribute to gender-based exclusion and discrimination across both public and private life. It emphasizes the need to challenge structural disadvantages that often limit the roles and opportunities of women, while also acknowledging the diverse identities of individuals beyond the binary gender system. So, a key aspect of this is the use of gender sensitive language, which ensures that all individuals, women, men, and those of non binary identities, are represented and respected in spoken and written communication. So, by making people visible through inclusive language, we affirm their equal value, dignity, and integrity, thus fostering a culture of respect and equality. So, for students of purposive communication, practicing gender sensitive language is not only a matter of accuracy, but also a moral and ethical responsibility that contributes to more just and inclusive interactions. Okay, so we have examples of gender neutral words that may be used. So the use of gender neutral words in communication uh, is a powerful step toward promoting equality, respect, and inclusivity in both spoken and written language. Replacing gendered terms such as forefathers with ancestors or forebears ensures that history acknowledges contributions from all genders. Similarly, alternatives like artificial or manufactured instead of man-made, first-year student instead of freshman, and flight attendant instead of steward or stewardess eliminate unnecessary gender associations in professional and academic context. Inclusive choices like human resources instead of manpower, legislator or representative instead of congressman, and male career or postal worker instead of mailman highlight roles without gender bias. Finally, addressing humanity as people or human beings rather than mankind affirms equality and diversity. So by adapting these alternatives, communicators embody gender sensitivity, reinforcing the values of fairness and respect that purposive communication seeks to uphold in a multicultural and inclusive society. Now, in purposive communication, the conscious use of gender neutral terms such as person or individual instead of man helps avoid male centered language and ensures that all people are represented fairly. Likewise, replacing policeman with police officer acknowledges the role without implying gender, while the use of solidarity instead of brotherhood conveys unity and collective support, in a more inclusive manner, even in action words, opting for expressions like to operate, to cover, or to staff instead of to man eliminates gender bias and reflects professional equality. So these linguistic adjustments, though seemingly simple, play a crucial role in dismantling stereotypes and promoting communication that respects diversity, inclusivity, and equality, values that are the core of effective and ethical purposive communication. In the course purposive communication, the respectful use of titles and salutations reflects both gender sensitivity and professionalism, like using Miss for women unless they specify otherwise is appropriate since a woman's marital status is often irrelevant and should not be assumed or emphasized in formal communication. Similarly, expressions like Mr. and Miss Smith or Mrs. Jane or Mr. John Smith are more inclusive and respectful than the traditional Mr. and Mrs. John Smith, which diminishes the woman's individual identity. So in cases where the recipient's gender is unknown, the neutral salutation, Dear Sir, Madam, is preferred over the exclusive Dear Sir, ensuring inclusivity and courtesy. So these practices highlight the importance of fairness, equality, and respect in addressing individuals, reinforcing the role of purposive communication in fostering a more sensitive and professional exchange of ideas. Now, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so in purposive communication, it is important also to avoid stereotyping roles, no? Um, there are a lot of things that we need to consider, like also in the proper communication. This is essential in achieving success as um, not only conveys information but also reflects one's reasoning, attitudes, and level of knowledge. While oral communication is important, written communication holds greater weight because it leaves a lasting record that can significantly influence how others perceive us. A poorly constructed message may damage one's credibility, while a carefully crafted and respectful one can strengthen reputation and open opportunities in this regard. So observing gender sensitivity in writing is a powerful way to show professionalism, cultural awareness, and intellectual maturity. So by using inclusive and unbiased language, a communicator demonstrates not only mastery of effective expression, but also of a deep sense of respect for diversity, which ultimately advances one's relevance and standing in both academic and professional contexts. Now, political correctness refers to the conscious use of language policies or practices designed to avoid offending, excluding, or marginalizing individuals and groups, particularly those historically disadvantaged or discriminated against based on sex, race, or other identities. Emerging more prominently in the late 1980s, the concept has been associated with efforts to promote fairness, inclusivity, and respect in communication. However, in public discourse and the media, the term is often used uh, pejoratively, suggesting that such practices are excessive or restrictive of free expression. So, for students of the course, understanding political correctness is crucial because it highlights the balance between expressing ideas freely and maintaining sensitivity to the dignity and rights of others. So, practicing mindful language use fosters respect, reduces bias, and strengthens intercultural dialogue, which are essential in both professional and social communication contexts. Now, as its core, political correctness simply means treating others with respect, fairness, and kindness in both language and action. As Molloy, explains, it is not about restricting freedom of expression, but about choosing words and behaviors that do not demean, stereotype, or insult others. For example, avoiding racial slurs or refraining from making assumptions based on gender, culture, or ethnicity reflects sensitivity and a commitment to dignity in communication. So, in the context of purposive communication, this translates into practicing empathy, inclusivity, and professionalism, ensuring that our messages uplift rather than harm. Ultimately, political correctness is less about being excessive and more about being considerate, uh, human beings who value diversity and promote harmony through respectful communication. Okay, so in the course purposive communication, the use of politically correct terms is an important way of showing respect, sensitivity, and inclusivity in addressing individuals and groups. For example, using academic dishonesty instead of cheating softens the language while maintaining accuracy, while aesthetically challenge offers a more considerate alternative to ugly. Similarly, black is a respectful identifier compared to the outdated and offensive term negro, and confreak provides a light, non-derogatory description in place of bald. So terms like differently abled instead of disabled and drug dependent instead of drug addict highlight conditions without reducing people to their limitations. Likewise, dysfunctional family is less stigmatizing than broken home, and economically marginalized portrays individuals' circumstances more respectfully than simply calling them poor. So these choices in language reflect the values of empathy, fairness, and professionalism, which are central to effective and ethical purposive communication. Now, in purposive communication, the careful selection of politically correct terms ensures that our language reflects respect, dignity, and inclusivity, especially when referring to sensitive conditions or social groups. For instance, using elderly senior instead of old, and hearing impaired instead of deaf, acknowledges people with greater sensitivity. Likewise, describing individuals as informal settlers rather than squatters and outdoor urban dwellers instead of homeless avoids stigmatizing labels. So terms such as intellectual disability or intellectual developmental disorder replaced mental retardation, while intellectually impaired is more considerate than stupid, emphasizing conditions without demeaning identity. So similarly, little people is now the widely accepted term instead of midget or dwarf, and morally challenged or ethically disoriented, soften judgmental labels like crook or dishonest. Even expressions like non-discretionary fragrance provide a more tactful alternative to body odor. These examples demonstrate how language, when used thoughtfully, can reduce harm, challenge stereotypes, and promote communication rooted in empathy and respect. Now, in purposive communication, the use of politically correct language plays a vital role in affirming dignity and reducing the negative impact of labels that can stigmatize or again marginalize individuals. For instance, referring to someone as a person of mass instead of fat avoids derogatory undertones, while rape survivor instead of rape victim empowers individuals by emphasizing resilience rather than helplessness. So similarly, terms like sexually dysfunctional are less judgmental than perverted and socially misaligned, offers a more considerate alternative to psychopath. In the same way, technologically challenged is a respectful expression compared to computer illiterate, while vertically challenged and visually challenged provide kinder substitutes for short and blind. So these examples demonstrate how word choices shape perceptions, attitudes, and relationships, and by practicing such sensitivity, communicators uphold empathy, inclusivity, and professionalism, which are central to effective purposive communication. Hope, guys, that you have learned something from this simple discussion about the glocal communication. Bye for now. Thank you for watching.